We got a huge drop of Xbox info, so let's take a look at it. So we got a huge amount of Xbox information going over what we can expect going forward with Xbox, what's next for gaming. A lot of it revolving around cloud gaming, stuff that we've already heard about before, but other things that are very interesting, such as how many games we should be expecting in 2023, and some more information on the Xbox and Activision Blizzard deal. So starting off here, there was this big Xbox Wire post where they're talking about wanting to share updates with us about what we can expect going forward with an Xbox. A lot of it, like I said, has to do with cloud gaming, starting off here with the Xbox app coming to Samsung 2022 smart TVs. Now, this is going to be an app that you are going to be able to access specifically through the Samsung smart TVs that will give you access to your Xbox Game Pass Ultimate subscription to access that entire library of games and give access to those free-to-play cloud games such as Fortnite. Now, I think this is great. I think it's great that they are releasing a smart TV app. Clearly, they made a business deal with Samsung, limiting that app to just the Samsung 2022 smart TVs for now. And I'm hoping in the future, this is just kind of like a test for it, and then they're going to bring this app over to all smart TVs. I think it's a great idea. I don't think they should be limiting it just to Samsung, but again, it's probably a big business deal that they went through, and Samsung is going to benefit from having the Xbox Game Pass app on their TV, which will probably push more people when they're going to shop for TVs, if they know about this feature, to pick up a Samsung Smart TV. They move on here talking about expanding Xbox Cloud Gaming. We've seen them go through this through different parts of the world, bringing Xbox Cloud Gaming to different countries, and now they're going to be bringing this over to Argentina and New Zealand, saying here Xbox Game Pass Ultimate members in Argentina and New Zealand can play hundreds of games from the cloud on Apple and Android phones and tablets, Windows PCs, Xbox Series X and S, and Xbox One. Always a great thing to see. I think cloud gaming itself is really going to democratize gaming, so more and more people are going to be able to experience these huge libraries of amazing games that Xbox Game Pass has, as well as all of those first-party games coming over. So always like to see them expanding it out to more and more countries. They talk about also updating the gaming experiences for Microsoft Edge and Windows 11. So they're going to be optimizing Windows games, and they're testing them currently right now with more features like improved latency and auto HDR and the variable refresh rate. All stuff that's great, that enhances the quality and the experience of playing games. There's also going to be a new HDR calibration app that will enable players to improve color accuracy and consistency for their HDR displays. I believe there is this app right now currently with an Xbox, so I'm guessing they're just going to be putting that over onto PC and Windows 11. There's going to be a Game Pass widget that will allow players to browse and discover games from Game Pass and jump back into their recently played titles. And there's going to be controller bar features, which will show off the recent game shortcuts, popular game launchers, including the Xbox app, and will allow gamers to jump back and forth between their games and access Xbox Cloud Gaming. So some good little features they're going to be adding to the Windows 11 gaming experience. That's always great to see. A lot of people access Game Pass through PC for Game Pass, so you want to make sure that that experience is top notch and it isn't that far behind with the experiences on the Xbox consoles. Then they go on here to talk about some more features for Microsoft Edge, which is the ability to literally just jump into Game Pass through the cloud. There's one big thing here that is very exciting, and they are going to be making Clarity Boost built in to the Microsoft Edge, which was something they were testing out, but Clarity Boost is super cool. You just click a button and all of a sudden the gameplay just becomes a lot clearer and a lot sharper than it was before. There's also going to be new personalized gaming homepage for Microsoft Edge with guides, tournaments, highlights, games that you want to play, release games, just suggestions and stuff like that. And there's going to be access to more games that are currently those ones that you kind of get when you just install Windows, like Microsoft Solitaire, Atari Asteroids, Microsoft Jewel, and Microsoft Edge's exclusive surf game. So some small features here updated for Microsoft Edge, but like I said, the built-in Clarity Boost thing is great. I've been testing it out and I thought it was a very, very good feature that they have added to the cloud gaming through Microsoft Edge. Next up, we have these features here that I think are going to add just a ton more value to Xbox Game Pass memberships. Happy that they are bringing them over. The first one is they are going to allow you to play select games through Xbox Cloud Gaming that are not a part of the Xbox Game Pass library. So games that you own or purchase. It'll be interesting to see how many games that they add to this. I'm assuming they're going to be able to add most of them. I mean, it's as simple as if a game is on the Microsoft Store, it can be probably streamed out, but there's obviously going to be some like business deals and trademarks, all that type of stuff that they may have to work on before being able to get all of the games. That's why they put select games in there. There may be some games that just don't work, but that's great to see. So if you've bought a game, you want to access it on your phone because you're not near a console, you may be able to now access it through Xbox Cloud Gaming. Then they revealed Project Moorcraft, which was that thing we talked about earlier in the week, which was the curated demos that you're going to be able to check out for Xbox Game Pass members. They're going to be starting this within the next year and starting with independent developers from around the world. Now, this will allow them to build excitement, like they say here, for their games and just get people to see their games that they probably would have never seen it if it wasn't for a feature like this. And if it wasn't just for Xbox Game Pass. That's one of the things with Game Pass that it does, is it puts a lot of indie games in the spotlight that you probably would have never played or heard of before. And the participating developers are going to be able to be compensated for how their demos perform. So I think this is great. This was something that PlayStation introduced with the game demo side of things as part of the PlayStation Plus Premium subscription. They're adding a similar thing here for Xbox Game Pass membership, with the added benefit here that they're going to be compensated if their demo does well, which will help these indie developers create games that they are working on and then create games going forward. Moving on here, they are adding more options to the Design Lab, which is more pastel colors, and they are bringing Xbox Design Lab to 11 new countries. So that's cool to see. And that's the end of the Xbox Wire launch of information. Just so much stuff. This is all before the Xbox and Bethesda showcase. And realistically, some of these things they probably could have talked about and announced at the Xbox and Bethesda showcase. And what this is telling me is that there are so many games that they want to show off at the showcase that they're making sure that these smaller announcements, these not game-related, specific game-related announcements, are being talked about and shown off before the showcase so that they can really focus on giving us the game. So that alone, to me, thinking about that has me even more excited for the showcase. And when it comes to games, Phil Spencer had a media briefing, whatever, with like different game journalists and people across the industry that got to tune in, and he talked about the first party games and the direction of Xbox and what we should expect going forward into the next fiscal year. So from July 1st, 2021 to June 30th, 2022, which was last fiscal year, Xbox released 5 new games. And a lot of people only think about Forza and Halo, but there were 5 new games from Xbox Game Studios in 2021, which was huge. It was a ton of games. There's Microsoft Flight Simulator, Psychonauts 2, incredible game, Age of Empires 4, another great one, Forza Horizon 5, and Halo Infinite. Actually, they're all great games. They were all great games that got very highly critically acclaimed, which gave Xbox the Game Publisher of the Year for Metacritic. And that was in 2021. Now, 2022, we know, has been pretty dry so far from the Xbox Game Studios side of things. But Phil Spencer talked about this, and he says, we're on track to meet or exceed that amount in the next fiscal year. So by June 30th, 2023, we should see at least 5 first-party Xbox games within the next year. 5 first-party Xbox games coming out. We know 2 of those are going to be Starfield and Redfall, if they stay on track for getting that release before June 2023. And then there's at least 3 more first-party games. Who knows what that will be? And we don't know if they are also including Deathloop and Ghostwire Tokyo into that equation, because those will also be coming to Xbox Game Pass on day 1. But I'm thinking it's going to be 3 brand new titles that we haven't heard of before, or that we've seen the announcement of, but they're also going to be releasing in 2023. So that's exciting. The next year of gaming is going to be insane. 2023 in general is going to be one of the craziest years in terms of game releases. Even if you think about a game like God of War Ragnarok from PlayStation that seemingly has been delayed, is still in rumor right now, not officially confirmed, but if that also comes out in 2023, the amount of stuff we're getting next year is going to be nuts. And then finally, to end things off here, we got some more information about the Activision Blizzard acquisition and exclusivity for Xbox and Xbox Game Pass. So the head of Xbox Game Studios, Matt Booty, addressed this, and he says here, if we acquire a game that comes with a big community across a number of platforms, the last thing we want to do is take something away. If anything, we feel that it is our job to be caretakers, to be shepherds, to continue to build and nurture that community, not to cut it up into pieces and try to take some of it away. Now, continuing on here, GM for Programming and Events, Tina Summerford, talked about also exclusivity in the previous acquisitions of stuff like Minecraft and how that game has expanded across new platforms since that purchase, which is proving forward the philosophy that Xbox, with their games that they acquire, the studios that they acquire, if they have games on existing platforms that are thriving, you don't want to take that away. It just doesn't make any sense. But she also goes on to clarify here, saying that they want to make clear that some games will be exclusives, and these would be presumably brand new titles from Activision Blizzard. These are games that haven't been released yet that will be launching day one into Xbox Game Pass, which I mean makes a ton of sense. This is what people thought was going to happen. This is exactly what they said and what they did with the Bethesda deal. The path that they are going down right now with mentioning this now, and then we'll get that full official announcement once the deal goes through. You can almost guarantee, in my opinion, that they're going to say the same thing that they did with Bethesda. All new games are going to be wherever Xbox Game Pass is, exclusive to the Xbox ecosystem. Existing legacy games with large communities will still be supported on other platforms. Now, Sarah Bond also said this: we want to put as many titles as possible from Activision Blizzard into Game Pass when they join us, meaning that's going to be an extremely exciting time. I can't wait till that deal closes and then we get that just launch and that announcement of all of the Activision Blizzard games coming into Game Pass right away. All of the Call of Duties, the Crash Bandicoots, the Spyros, the Overwatch, the Tony Hawks, and all of the other IPs that Activision Blizzard has. That's going to be nuts because there are so many that we're going to get right away, plus all of the new stuff that they are going to be releasing. So that was just a huge news drop. I want to quickly go over all of that stuff for you guys. Make sure to tune in to my channel as I will be streaming the events. Summer Games Fest today. Then we got the Xbox and Bethesda showcase on June 12th and June 14th. It's such exciting times. And we're just beginning. We have many days of huge announcements to come. Let me know what you think about all of this stuff, guys. If you enjoyed this video, please consider hitting that subscribe button if you're new here, and the like button to help share this channel around. Really does help get this channel out there for more people to see. And if you think it's worthy of that, please do those things. But thank you guys all for watching. Thank you for your support, and I'll catch you in the next video.
We'll be right back.